I'm getting ready to hang some garland on the front of the house, and I was going to work outside. Snow started, it's a little colder than I wanted to do, so I thought, why not set up here on the porch? And actually it's very comfortable. We do have some heat in here. It's still chilly, but it's not like being outside. So what I'm going to be doing is I have 2 things of cedar here because I like my garlands and the cedar to go kind of in the direction of the curve. So I thought what I'm going to do is I have 2. I'm going to put the 2 ends together, then I'll have my center already, and then I will cut them once I know the length that I want on either side. Then I'll have extra, I'm hoping, for some other projects here around the house. Now, ask me if I felt really odd buying garland when I have acres and acres of woods out there that have greenery, but I don't have cedar like this. I have some, just a little, but not a lot. So I bit the bullet and I did go and purchase some. Plus it's saving me several hours or more of making a garland that I can put towards some other endeavors. So right now I'm just going to open these up and find my ends and start adding and attaching those 2 ends together. I know some of you asked and wondered about the balsam that we bought. I love it. I still love it. Keeping it watered, keeping it fresh. The scent isn't as strong as I thought it would be, but maybe that's a good thing. My allergies are still kicking up from having a lot of live product in the house, especially once I have to work with these. But I have to say, I absolutely love it. It has enough space to put ornaments. It's sturdy. I really wish I came across that before. We did end up selling our 2 Balsam Hill trees. They were not what I was looking for. 5 years I had them, and I just wasn't pleased. We got the ones that said most realistic. The ones that we got, they weren't most realistic to me. Plus they flashed a lot with the LED lights, so I made the decision. We pulled the trigger and we did sell them, and they went to 2 lovely homes that will be enjoyed. So I also, it's behind me here, I'll show you in a moment. If you watched the Sturbridge Village video, I got a lot of inspiration from going there. And one was they had some little wreaths over the windows of one of the buildings. So I came across these beautiful little, let's see, what do they call these? I don't know. They call it a door charm. But I was thinking, these are perfect. I'm going to put them over all 4 windows. I'm going to show you in a moment once I finish this. I don't have any space over my windows. It goes right from the roof to the window. And I've noticed that before. It just wasn't keying in. But it was supposed to go something like this. So I will be using these elsewhere. But I really had a vision, and now I have to modify that vision. That's okay. That's all right. So we'll just put these aside for now. Okay, so now I'm just going to try to find my end and see which of the ends might have a little bit more structure to it. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to lay this one out here onto the floor so the weight doesn't pull on it. And this is Western Cedar. Let's put this out of the way. This has been outside, so it's very cold to my hands right now. All right, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to put some little gloves on. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach these right in the center, and then I'll have a spot to actually hang them over our doorway. And then I'll be able to, add some more pieces if I want, because I know I'm going to not want that sticking up right there. But this will give me a nice center point, and I can put a loop because I already have a hook out there from the previous years. Actually, I think I did the hook last year. So let me just move the label. All I had on hand was some 24 gauge wire, but I will use plenty of it to hold this together. I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to use little twinkle lights or a spotlight. Okay, so I'm just going to wrap this around with the paddle. Just tie this first. I'm going to leave that long tail just so I can tie it up. And really, I'm just going to go to town with this, and then I will add some other greens after just to hide this attachment. But once again, this will give me a true center, and then any of the ends that are left, I can cut them off and use elsewhere. I could put a bow in the center, but I believe that would even hang. If I opened up the front door, the bow would probably get caught inside, but I'll play that by ear once I see it. And Ben laughed because I'm decorating several trees all at once. I think I mentioned that in the last video. Some of them are just about done, just some finishing touches. I used a little live tree that we cut, tiny little, pretty little tree. I'm trying to do more of a, Victorian style in the dining room. This is when you use the right tool for the right job. I am not using the right tool. The right tools are way out there in the tool shed, in the garden shed. There we go. All right, now I'm just going to make myself a center loop. So the past couple weeks, I've been out and about shopping and going to Christmas events, and I have bumped into so many kindred spirits. I love the fact that we do go to the same places, and it's been so nice meeting you. Okay, carrying 18 feet of cedar garland to the front of the house. Wish me luck. Well, I'm here in the kitchen again, and I am making some cinnamon applesauce ornaments for the tree. Now, I had plenty for the tree, but I ended up putting some on the garland. I'm still not done decorating here in the kitchen, but I'm doing things in layers and doing it slowly and hopping around to all the different trees, adding something here, something there. But that's just me, and I also don't want to bring down all the boxes all at once. I'm trying to take some and put some back, and it's a long story. But anyways, I'm making more of these, and luckily I had the cinnamon and applesauce in stock in our basement because I bought it in bulk when I was making it last time. So for this, I'm following the McCormick recipe, and if you wanted to do a single batch, what they're saying is you need 2 of their 2.37 ounce containers. And then you would need 3/4 cup of applesauce. Now this is 4 of these, and I'm going to do double on the applesauce just so I can have enough, hopefully, to make more. So right now I'm just going to do the 3/4 cups, and then I'll do it again just so I don't mess up my measurements. Now this applesauce expired, while I was cleaning out the kitchen, and I was like, perfect, I can use it. Ben's like, is it expired? You can? I'm like, we're not going to eat these. He's like, oh yeah. All right, so I'm going to keep some of this aside just in case I need to modify and add a little bit more of this or that. But I'm going to have a mess here, that's for sure. I don't know what to do with the cover. It's over there. And what we're going to do is just mix this together. Oh, I wanted to do it in the larger bowl here. So we're going to put the applesauce here. I don't know why. I was going to pre-measure this just so I had it, but I didn't need to. So now I have an extra dish to wash. That's okay. Speaking of wash, I was just thinking dishwasher. I realized that is the only thing we didn't replace here in the kitchen. Knock on wood, it was in great shape. It's 22 years old. It's a Bosch, and I was like, what's not broke, don't fix it. Oh, yes, that just happened. Smells good. Wow, okay. Sorry here, folks. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be a blooper, edit it in, keep it in, I don't know. But anyways, all right, so I'm just going to mix this together slowly because it's powdery. It does smell great. Now, the ornaments that I have on the tree, I'm trying to remember what year I made those. It was maybe 2020 or 19. I think it was maybe 20. They still smell just as good as when I first made them. So I'm trying to incorporate this right now, and then I'm going to use my hands. So the steps are, you're going to mix this together, and you're going to then use your hands, form a ball, and then you're going to take 1/4 of it and roll that in between 2 sheets of plastic wrap, which I have here. And I have my oven preheating at 200 degrees. And then I get my cookie cutters, which every recipe, I have to have something that I don't have in front of me. I don't have the cookie cutters. I have some on the tree, but I think I'll take some from the butler's pantry. But I have the oven preheating, and once I roll out about 3/4 inch thick, I will cut out the cookies. And then I'll put them on baking sheets. I ended up putting parchment paper down, and then I'm going to make a hole in the top with a straw. And that will be for either string or for ribbon. I'm trying to not put my hands in this until the last minute possible, because if I remember, this leaves quite a mess. Considering I just made the slime and I didn't care about that, this is different. I don't know why. But what I want to be able to do is get it into a ball consistency, but I still have some, I don't know if I can show you here. I'm trying to get some of those larger pieces for the applesauce. What I think I'll do first before I put my hands in here is I'm going to lay out some of the plastic wrap, and then I can plop the pieces right on, the dough pieces on before I roll them. I have a feeling I'll have to add a little bit more applesauce, but I have to wait to see until I get it in my hands. All right, I'm just going to start with 2 there. Okay, I'm going in. The reason I'm questioning my amounts is I only had 1 of these containers and it wasn't full. So I'm not sure how full they make these to be the 2.37 ounces. So I kind of eyeballed it. And this is 2 cups of cinnamon. So I might need to do a little bit more applesauce, but not much. It's It is forming a ball, but not as much as I think we're supposed to have it. But I'm only going to do a little bit. Oops, I actually wanted to get this under here for the sound. Boy, it smells so good. I have been going through a lot of my cookbooks while I organized the kitchen yesterday, and there's some great recipes. I actually marked so many of them over the years, and my hopes is that going into this new year, I'm going to do quite a few more recipes. And I like the easy ones, so there'll be some small desserts, and there'll be some light meals, finger sandwiches, things like that. There's some drinks for picnics. I'm just really looking forward to it. I'm almost thinking I'd want to do a little bit more, just a barely little bit more. Because when these dry, I don't want them to crack. But I just want a little bit. If that's even an eighth, I don't know. This is perfect. I'm just going to try to get rid of some of the applesauce. That's a little bit too much in one area. But this is exactly what I wanted. See, we have a nice, it's holding its shape. And I'm just rolling it out here versus on the counter just to keep it clean. This bowl's nice and big. Big enough. So I'm just going to take kind of a quarter. Okay, I just kind of made these into 4 balls, and I'm going to start with one. Let's see, I'll just wipe my hands here first. There's no being neat with this one. Nope, not at all. Trying to think of what I'm going to use for the cookie cutters. I have stars on the tree right now. I'll probably just keep going with stars. Not sure what I have in there that I want to use. And then while I'm in there, I'm going to look for, like I said, really tiny cookie cutters for maybe the tree that's in the butler's pantry. After I make these, I'm going to do a little quick showing of some close-ups of things that I've gotten done here in the kitchen. Because like I said, I'm slowly decorating. It's not even December 1st. December 1st is tomorrow. And I am pleased that I kind of held off on a lot of the Christmas decorating and enjoyed our holiday, enjoyed our Thanksgiving. Okay, I don't want these too thin. That looks pretty good. So I'm going to wash my hands, and then I'm going to go grab myself some cookie cutters. And then get these on a sheet. Then they're going to bake in an oven at 200 for about 2.5 hours, 2 to 2.5 hours. You can air dry these, but it's going to take a day or two. Okay. And a note. Last time I made these, I thought I was going to be smart and try parchment paper. No, no, no. Doesn't work. I tried rolling it without this. No, no, no. Very sticky. So do as I say, not as I do. I'm following their directions this time. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I grabbed quite a few. It's funny, I was going through them because I have a lot of cookie cutters I don't even know I had because I buy a lot thrifting that come in bags. So I chose ones that with the hole they hang straight versus like the sleigh could be a little bit wonky. So I have a couple gingerbread men and stars and let's see, Christmas tree. But I did all stars before, so I'm kind of thinking I might do quite a few more stars. And then a few of the gingerbread men, and then maybe for the butler's pantry tree, I did bring out some tiny stars. And I'll try to use up like some of the extra for that. So I'm going to do some of the larger stars first. And I like to try to cut these so that I have a lot of dough left over, so kind of like puzzle them together. One down, many to go.